Ousmane Dembele is your 2025 Ballon d'Or. What an emotional moment for him. I've literally just finished my live stream on Twitch. There was like 800 man in there, and you know what was so great about it? There was no Fabrizio spoilers. We were there on the edge of our seats to the very end. However, we will speak about how incredible it is that Dembele has won it. Incredible story from, you know, what's happened since, let's say, Rennes days, Dortmund, the Barca stuff, and of course PSG recently. But we have to go through the top 30 list because I'm not happy with some of the positions of these players. As you well know, one of my first videos on this YouTube whole grind on the road to 50k. Again, if you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and do so. We're on that road to 50k. I'm on my Ballon d'Or arc, bro. Next year, I want to be at the ceremony. Like I said, we've gone through the list and we're waiting. One by one, they're releasing names. I'm thinking, uh-oh, what's going on here? So, before we speak about getting to number 1, let's start from the top, right? We have number 30, Michael Olise. What is he doing here? I had him in my original list 14th. So to be the very first name, I said, uh-oh, something's already very wrong. Something's moving very fishy. I don't know how he's there. I don't know if it's, you know, Bayern lack of PR or something. They don't rate the Bundesliga. But again, I had him 14th. So that, in my opinion, is well off. I'm not going to say my list is like the be-all and end-all and everyone should follow my list. But in my opinion, if you watch the sport, your list will be the same as mine, bar like, you know, moving up 2 or moving down 2 or 3 places, I'd say at max. I don't want to see no 14th guys down in 30th. Let's continue. 29th, Florian Wirtz. Again, you know me, I'm a super Wirtz fan. I did not have him in my 30-man list. I don't think he did enough last season to be in here. The year before that and the Invincibles, incredible. I did not have him in based on last season. Again, I want to reiterate, I made this list in the summertime before any transfers, any rumors, anything, so that I'm not skewed by bias or their early season form. So 29th, I guess, is fair. You just scraped on. I'm not super mad at it. Van Dijk. What is he doing in 28th? Like, this is essentially the best centre-back of the last year, chilling in 28th. I understand attack and bias or whatever, but what is he doing down here? I had him 15th in my list, so that is down 13. Ridiculous. Anyway, we continue. We go up. 27th, Declan Rice. This one is around where I had him. I had him about 25th. I think, you know what? Fair enough. I think anyway, realistically, if you're like 20th to 30th, it don't really matter where you place. Like, you are the same level of meh. Like, you got something there. You know what I mean? I just felt as though Van Dijk and Olise should have been above that. So, big up to Declan Rice. 27th is about correct. Erling Haaland, again, likewise. 26th, I had him. Where did I put Erling Haaland? 27th. So, there you go. Literally 1 away. At that point, I'm thinking, all right, you're getting me back on track now. It wasn't Haaland's best season, but regardless, we know Haaland's worst season is still better than most man's best, and therefore he should be a Ballon d'Or nominee despite, you know, no trophies that season. Denzel Dumfries. To be fair, we knew he was going to get nominated, so we knew he was going to be on the 30. I did not have him in my list whatsoever, so 25th is calm. You haven't stained the list in any way. There are surely going to be some bigger question marks. 24th, we have Fabian Ruiz. I think it's a little bit low for my liking. I feel like I had him 21st. I don't think he was like the most important player for PSG, but still, he did score quite a few clutch goals for them, and again, they won the treble. I think 24th is a little bit harsh. I had him 21st, so he's down 3 from what I originally had. We move on. Jude Bellingham, 23rd. I'm not really happy about that one. I think he's also been done a little bit hard done by. I've gone 16th in my original 30-man list. I think people look at, oh, he didn't score as many goals as that first breakout. I say breakout, yeah, we all knew who Bellingham was. His debut Madrid season, rather, where he was, you know, breaking crazy records. I still feel like it was really important, both to club and country, by the way, last year. But 23rd is down by 7 from my original list, so fair enough. Alexis McAllister, 22nd. I had him 28th, so again, I'm not really mad at it. He's up 6 from where I put. I think it's a little bit of a stretch, but I can understand why he'd be there. Again, if you're like 20th to 30th, you were never really standing a chance of making the top 10 realistically anyway. So, you know, no qualms there. Let's continue to 21st, Guirassy. I had him 22nd. So again, you know what? I'm perfectly fine. No qualms whatsoever. Big ups to Guirassy. Most goals in the Champions League. Really happy for him. I wasn't overly keen on his full suede attire though. He had the suede suit, fair enough, but the undershirt as well was also a suede velvet thing. A bit too much there, bro. It was moving like a Congolese thing. You're not from Congolese, bro. You're from where? Guinea? Don't know about that. But anyway, let's continue. We move over to 20th, Lautaro Martinez. Who invited my man? Who invited my man? I have not got him even on my 30-man shortlist. So to make 20th, fair enough, innit? GG's. But there's even more egregious ones coming up. Trust me. There are some bad ones. 19th, João Neves. Really? Now, so far, none of my top 10 have been mentioned. So I'm doing alright there. I had João Neves in 12th though. So we're getting dangerously close to my top 10. 19th, I think, is a bit harsh, guys. He obviously won everything with Portugal and PSG, of course. So, again, being a key player as one of the midfielders, a little bit harsh in my opinion, but fair enough. McTominay, 18th. I can hear it. I put him 24th. Maybe I'm using too much bias in terms of knowing him as a footballer. I just felt as though, as incredible as he was for Napoli to win them the league, I'm not going to say single-handedly, because obviously Conte and Anguissa and the whole team really played well, but he was getting a lot of clutch winners. I just felt like the higher you go, the more that I expected to have done something in the Champions League, the biggest competition or club competition in the world, right? I think we can all agree on that one. And obviously Napoli weren't in Europe, so it is what it is. I had him 24th, fair enough. Lewa 17th. I had him 23rd, so for me, it's fine. I'm not mad at it. I guess they're kind of factoring in the goals more so than importance to the team. My logic beforehand was always that I don't think he's that important to Barca, right? He does slow down attacks at times in the last year or two. I'm not talking about when he first arrived and he was a little bit younger. You can chuck in a Ferran Torres, chuck in anyone up front. They still bag the same goals. So I didn't think he was that important to his team, but fair enough. I can't even do boom. It has to be. What is he doing here? Listen, I'm a Vinny super fan, or I was a Vinny super fan. Rather, let me clarify. When Benzema was saying, "Mum's life, he's playing against us, he's not on our team," I was defending him. I was saying, listen, as a coach myself who I've won many trophies in my time, facilitating others and getting the best out of them, I can see what he's working with. This last year, he should not have even made the short list. Don't tell me about any goals he scored in August and September. He was not a top 30 player in the world last year. So whatever, doing it 10 times more, don't want to hear it. Should not have been on here. Wasn't on my 30-man list. So, you know, there we are. 15th, Victor Gyökeres. I had him 17th. My logic was that if I look at it purely without his name and without watching what he's doing, he'd probably be higher for me. Because the guy scored the most goals in Europe. What was it, 54 goals, something like that? Scored a lot of Champions League goals as well. But watching him play for Sporting last season, and also factoring the fact that it's Liga NOS, I had to dock him down a bit. So I had him down in 17th. They're putting 15th. It's fine by me. I think 15th is like as far as you can go with Liga NOS goals. You know, I'm not going to put you top 10 for Liga NOS goals. But again, only 2 away from mine, so fine by me. Desiree Doué, 14th. Little bit high in my opinion. I had him 20th, just scraping in top 20 because the final, I think, was an incredible performance. Obviously, the iconic goal and taking off his shirt and whatnot. I think deservedly a nomination, but 14th. I don't think in the first half of the season he was even playing minutes that much, and second half of the season he wasn't even a guaranteed starter there, right? Obviously, had a lot of players. Barcola would start some games. Obviously, Dembele himself through the middle. Feature would start some games. So there was never, he wasn't like a guaranteed nailed-on starter to be 14th, in my opinion. But I'm sure next year, in the coming years, listen, he's great to watch, and if that's the criteria, he'll for sure be up there many times in the years to come. But he's up 6 from where I've put him. Who's next? We go on to 13th. Harry Kane. A bit harsh. I used to always say, no trophy, no entry into my top 10. He's finally got a trophy, the Bundesliga. He's still not made top 10. I put him 10th. They've given him 13th. The problem is the players ahead of him. There are players that when we were getting the notifications, right? I followed Ballon d'Or today to get the notifications whilst I was live on stream on Twitch. Sorry about the YouTube one, by the way. I couldn't go live on YouTube because there were some technical issues that I had to sort out. But 50k subs, I'll start doing Champions League watch-alongs. You heard it here first, or you heard it last week. But anyway, we're getting notifications. I'm thinking, when is Vinny's name going to get mentioned? When is name going to get mentioned? And it still wasn't getting mentioned. And I'm seeing Harry Kane 13th. I said, uh-oh. What's going on here? We continued. Kvicha 12. This is nearly the first one that was spot on. So far, I haven't got a single one actually correct. Or I say correct. My list matters more than, you know, bro. We were looking through last year, the journalist voting. Some countries need to be banned from voting, huh? Trinidad and Tobago had Lautaro Martinez first. Nigeria, Ademola Lookman, first place. You cannot run this 419 in the big Ballon d'Or, eh? You can't be doing that. This is the Ballon d'Or that Lookman should be winning, bro. Big up African Player of the Year and that. Don't get me wrong, but Ballon d'Or number 1, Nigeria, come on. Don't waste your vote. So I am looking forward to seeing the journalist votes for this one and seeing which country we should cancel from the voting. But for now, Kvicha being 12th, I had him in 13th. Completely happy with that, no problem. Which means there's one spot left before the top 10. And I'm thinking, okay, it has to be this guy now, surely, right? Wrong. Pedri, 11th. A moment of silence, please. I'm even speechless now, bro. I've known that he's been 11th for 4 hours, and I still cannot explain it. Because they're saying 4, he should have been 4th place in the list. I said, come on. Really? 11th? People want him to win the Ballon d'Or even. I had him 4th. I think that was respectable. 11th is nasty work, man. 11th is nasty work. They should be ashamed. I want to find the countries that voted to put Pedri in the 11th. Embarrassing. Shame on you. Which means somebody's top 10 that has no business being in the top 20. 10th place, we have... Okay, the awards started. They were doing all the little walk-ons. Some great suits here, by the way. Some great suits, some not so great suits, I would say. Sorry, ignore this scrolling. Let's get to our top 10. Apologies. The award began. Oh, Yamal won the Copa Trophy. Big up to him. I think, I didn't even know you could win it more than once, but I guess he was going to win it for the next 3 years or whatever. Big up to him. Fully deserved if he's allowed to win it. For sure. Big up Vicky Lopez. Okay, we've got to go through all the other awards real quick. Serena Wiegman. Big up her for England again. You know, big ups to her. Big up Vicky as well. Luis Enrique, of course, is going to be the men's coach of the year. Completely deserved, justified, everything. Really happy for him, especially the whole story about his daughter and whatnot. He really deserved that. Yeah, Vicky Lopez wins the women's Copa Trophy. Hannah Hampton goalkeeper, Donnarumma goalkeeper. No qualms there. Everything fine. We move on to Gyökeres winning the Gerd Müller Trophy again. Completely fine. Most goals in the whole world or whatever. Big ups to him. We'll see if he can do it again this season. And I think now we get to the big moment. Oh yeah, there was a Socrates Award thing. There was some terrible dancing and whatnot as well. Like we're watching Diversity Dance Group on Britain's Got Talent. Can we get to our top 10, please? Okay, yeah, Bonmati. Ooh, that one. Guys, Bonmati won the Women's Award ahead of Mariona Caldente and Chloe Kelly and Alessia Russo. And in her highlights package, it was her saying sorry that I couldn't win this trophy because she got packed in by these guys for club and country. Yet, she won. She's a legend. But I think she's winning it slightly on name here. I think it has to be, if not Mariona Caldente, it has to be Alessia Russo or Chloe Kelly. How can the people that beat you in all the trophies not win the award? But anyway, you know, fair enough. Big ups to her anyway. Legend of the game. So, congrats. And now we get to the men's top 10. So, in 10th place, we had Noon Mensch. I had him 9th. Fair enough. 1 away. I'm happy with that. No problem. Donnarumma was there 9th. I had him 11th. Again, 2 away. No problem with that. Cole Palmer in 8th place. They are trying to force us to respect the Club World Cup. A man who didn't get a single non-penalty goal from January until 2 weeks ago in the Premier League is 8th place in the Ballon d'Or. Listen, I know the Club World Cup generated a lot of money, but we need to stop pretending that this is a competition that everybody rates super, super high. Because, again, big respect to Palmer, but look at the names he's above. I don't think even the most die-hard Chelsea fan can look me in the virtual eye through the comments right now and tell me you think Cole Palmer should be ahead of the likes of Pedri or even Harry Kane or basically any of the last 5, 6, 7 names that he's there above. That is shameful. That's one of the worst ones there. So far, Cole Palmer, Pedri, Vinny, Olise and Van Dijk, I have no idea how they were placed, where they were. 7th was Mbappe. perfect for mine. I also had him 7th. Hakimi 6th, perfect. I also had him 6th. At this point I'm thinking, ooh, we got 2 back-to-back correct here. We're about to cook. Then I say 5th, Rafinha. I said no. Now I started to panic. I said, uh-oh. Because Rafinha for me was 3rd place. So that means this could all go wrong. Without any leaks, we may have had a howler here. But then we see Mo Salah in 4th. I had him 5th. So again, 1 away. I don't get how he's above Rafinha personally. But, you know, it is what it is. I think Rafinha did, you know, way more than him in the Champions League in particular. Again, the biggest competition, the biggest stage for everyone. But fine. And then the last person, which was like, who was my man inviting? Vitinha in 3rd. How can he be 3rd and then João Neves is like 19th? How is there a 16 disparity between them that won the same trophies for club and country and arguably had similar levels of importance? Some may argue even João Neves was better. I had Vitinha in 8th, right? So I have no idea how he's 3rd. But anyway, Yamal in 2nd. And of course, our winner was Ousmane Dembele. I am very, very, very happy for him. He gave his whole speech, I'll be real. All the Spanish guys, I was translating it on my stream because you know me and my Spanish is very good. Up until Bonmati was speaking. Her thing was like a Catalan thing. I had no idea what she was saying. Dembele was speaking French. I didn't have a clue what he was saying. But I saw his mum crying. I don't know if it was like his big brother or something. He was crying as well. I said, damn, bro. Think about everything he's been through, right? In his whole, I mean, I say life. I don't know about him, you know, up until 10 years old or whatever. But he's been through a lot in his career, certainly. From being written off. I remember in my Discord, in my streams, Chelsea fans used to say, we don't want this GCSE Dembele guy. We don't want this fake Pulisic guy. We've got Ziyech. We've got Werner. That's when they were just signing these guys, by the way. They were turning their nose up at Dembele. Barca fans, they were laughing at Dembele. Everybody, let's be honest, was laughing at Dembele. But he believed in himself. And that should be a message. This is like a more of a wholesome thing at the end. He believed in himself. That even when times were tough times never last. Only tough people last. And whatever it is that my man does in his video. Genuinely though, being completely serious, look, he thoroughly deserved it. And we've always known his ability was there, never in question. But what clicked this year was the mental fortitude. The testicular fortitude, if you will, as well. Right? The intangibles to be running after every ball, following instructions. It's not just about me. You work for the team. You play a new role for the team, directly in the middle. You win everything, and the personal accolades will come. Luis Enrique said it in his video. Congrats to everyone that's going to win individual awards. But obviously, remember, you are part of a team. It's a collective now. And look, this is the 69th Ballon d'Or winner. Ever since the first ever one, Sir Stanley Matthews back in 1956. For those of us who remember, he was the first ever Ballon d'Or winner. It's good to see a tricky, I say tricky winger win it. He's not really a winger anymore, but someone skillful win it again. Because I'm not going to go on a rant about last year and anything before that. But I like seeing skillful players win the Ballon d'Or. I like that Ronaldinho was the one presenting it. So yeah, big ups Dembele. There's not a lot I can say really. Fully deserved. I think one of the biggest landslide wins I've ever seen. Obviously, to clarify, I had Yamal 2nd. I had Dembele 1st. So my top 2 was obviously correct. And I'm glad it was. If your top 2 wasn't that, you are clouded by bias, unfortunately. But anyway, that is the end of the Ballon d'Or. Like I said, we are on, save this interview, we are on 41,000 subscribers today. By next year, Ballon d'Or, we're going to have a 100k plaque, and I'm going to take my plaque with me to the Ballon d'Or in Paris. They're going to invite me. Only if you, man, keep on spamming the likes and the comments and the shares and everything. So, for today, my question to you, for those who have watched this far into the video, is, who is your favorite Ballon d'Or winner ever? And you can pick the year. So you can say 05 Ronaldinho, 06 Kaká, 1956 Stanley Matthews. Let me know your favorite Ballon d'Or winner ever. It could be Messi, Ronaldo, whatever you want. Have a great week. I'll see you guys in a bit. Bosh.